Good day, sir. My name is Ralph Gabriel Vicabuya, and I'm going to discuss plumbing. So, the word plumbing comes from the Latin word plumbo, for lead, as pipe were once made from lead. So, plumbing is the system of pipes, drains, fitting, valve assembly, and devices installed in the building for distribution of water for drinking, clean, washing, and the removal of water bodies, and the skilled trade of working with pipes, tubing, and copper fixtures in such systems. Another also definition for plumbing is often denotes the supply and waste system of an individual building, distinguishing it from water supplies and a sewage system that deserve a group of things. So there are components plumbing. So number one is the pipes, and the subcomponents of pipes are PX. Next is copper piping, PVC, galvanized pipe, brass, cast iron piping, cement pipe. For the other components is the pipe fittings. So subcomponent for the pipe fittings will be coupling, reducer, bulbs, elbow, unions, T, cross, top, and the bar. So I'm going to discuss each components for plumbing. The first one is pipes. So a pipe is a hollow cinder following certain dimensions. So various types of pipes are described below. So for the PEX, flexible plastic piping, popular selection in residential and small businesses applications. Slight higher initial cost, minimum maintenance and fast installation process, leak-free product, and offering advantages over copper piping cannot be used in other applications as UV rays damages the outer plastic layer. So its diameters of polyamic pipe show below. So as you can see, there's a different kind of PX and different measurements, diameters of PX. So PHSPX, 1/2, 3/4, 1, 1 and 1/4 PHS, PAX. And the last one is 1.5, which is considered 1.625 amps. So the next thing is copper piping. So the definition for copper piping is most often used for supply of cold tap water as refrigerant line in HVAC. So the HVAC is the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. There are two basic types of copper piping. The first one is soft copper. The second one is rigid copper. So for the definition of soft copper pipe, soft or ductile copper tubing can be bent easily to travel around obstacles in the path of the tubing, while the work hardening of drawing process used to size the tubing makes the copper hard or rigid. Is it carefully annealed make make it soft again. It is therefore more expensive than non-annealed rigid copper tubing. Most popular choice for refrigerant lines in split system air conditioners and pumps. So the next subcomponents for plumbing is the rigid copper. Rigid copper is a popular choice for water lines. Another explanation for this is it's joined using a sweet roll, through compression or trim presentation connection. Rigid copper, due to work hardening of drawing process, cannot be bent and must use elbow fittings. Go around corners or around obstacles. So if the rigid copper is heated and allowed to slowly process called annealing, rigid copper will become soft and can be bent or without crackling. So for the next component is PVC or polyvinyl chloride. This used for hot and cold potable water as well with sewage application. Uh, Another definition is it vary on their thickness and the duration depending on the application. An example, PVC pressure water pipes are not the same as sewer pipes and not the same as the one used on storm drainage systems. So these are the examples of PVC. As you can see on the left side, it's the hot water. On the right side, it's the picture of the cold water. So the next is galvanized piping. It's used several years ago, and is less frequent use now as rust can build up inside small diameter pipes. Since it's old traditional method, that's why the modern methods for plumbing are more used rather than the old traditional methods. So if pipe is old, water coming from faucet, these are the factors that need to consider and things that will happen if you will use galvanized pipe. So if the water from the faucet with rust can be seen, it can be used to transport gray water or non-potable water. It is used for high temperatures or pressure manufacturing processes. Lastly, is it used in the petroleum industry. So most of the plumbing or galvanized piping are used for the industries in the petroleum because of its advantage on high temperatures and high pressures and manufacturing processes. It will benefit the manufacturing company. So for the next, as you can see, these are the pictures of galvanized piping. So the next component will be brass. So brass is an alloy made of copper and zinc. Definition another is proportion of zinc and copper can be varied to create a range of traces with varying properties. So copper brass is made up of 67% to 85% of copper and provide great rust resistance piping. It is an excellent for hot water and large distribution systems such as pump fittings, water tanks, and wells. Generally comes in 12-foot straight threads. So most of the water pump, water tanks, and production of water society or in a community. So most of the pipes that we use are brass because of its great resistance, rust resistance, which is a great factor for the water tanks or the water pump but continually pumping in different communities. So this is one of the best choice to consider if you were creating a water supply system, which is good for the community. So for the next one, also this is the picture of the brass pipes. So pipe fittings. So fitting is used in pipe plumbing system to connect straight pipes or tubing sections to adapt to different sizes or shapes and for other purposes, such as regulating or measuring fluid flow. So various common fittings are described following next slide. So as you can see, these are the diameters, different measurements of pipe fittings. So as you can see, elbows, red elbows are called, these are the names of the pipe fittings. Elbows, red elbow, elbows, teeth, red teeth, service teeth, street L 45, L90 MXM, coupling, red couplings, crosses, caps, plug regular, plug solid, plug counter strap, lock nuts, hex bussing, floor range, union, X pieces, etc. So it depends on the particular uh, system or the particular fitting of the pipe. So there's a factor to consider before doing this kind of pipe fittings. Example in a the pipe in the bathroom. So you have to use specific pipe fittings that is shown in this table that will be perfectly fitted for that specific usage or for that specific um, usage component in that water system or piping system. So engineers must uh, carefully uh, choose what what pipe fitting should they use, especially involved in the water system in a house or in a building. This is really important in the plumbing system. For the next is coupling. So coupling connects two pipes to each other. This coupling will be the support system for the two pipes that will connect each other. So they will not break. The pipes will not break, or the water, or yes, the water that flows in that pipe will not wasted. If the size of pipe is not the same, the fitting may be called a reducing couple or reducer or an adapter. So next is the size of this coupling. So as you can see, this is the chart that the standard size and the price for the so the most common the smallest size will be 1/2. The price is 10. So it's 20, 14, and etc. X. So this is also this the reducer. As I said earlier. but a reducer allows for change in pipe size to meet hydraulic flow requirements of the systems or to adapt to existing piping of the different sizes. Reducers are usually concentric, but eccentric reducers are used when required to maintain the same top or bottom of pipe level. So in this reducer, you can see on the lower right is the chart, the standard chart that is used for a reducer for the piping system. So the smallest will be 20 times 15 millimeters. So since the size 4 inches will be 3 and 1 times 1/2. So these are included the sizes. So I also the prices of reducer, as you can see on the chart. Next is elbow. So the elbow is installed between two legs of pipes or tubing, allow a change of direction. So usually elbows are 90-45 degrees. It depends on the system or it depends on the construction that particular water on or the particular piping system. So when it's two ends differ in size, the fitting is called reducing elbow. So most of the elbow are used the in the bathroom. As I experience, I have seen a lot of elbow bathrooms. I'm not really familiar with they're putting this elbow, but I'm sure, I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure that it depends on the flow of the water. I know the factors that must consider in putting that elbow. Why they put that elbow in CR bathroom. I think also they put elbow, so also the corner spaces, the bathroom, because we know that CRS rooms are little have all little spaces. This will be perfectly fit those pipes for the water not break down or flow. So the types of elbow. First one is long radius. So radius is 1.5 times the pipe diameter. Next is short radius. Elbow's radius is 1.0 times the pipe diameter. 90-degree elbow will change in 90 degree. And the last one is the 45-degree elbow where change in direction requires is 45 degree. So these are the 4 common types of elbows that are used in the plumbing. So the 90-degree elbow is called 90 bend quarter bend, attached readily to plastic, copper, cast iron, steel. It connects hoses to valves, water pressure pumps, and deck frames. Yeah, as I said earlier, I see that most of the restrooms, restaurants, or some hotels use this kind of piping. Why? Because it connects hoses, for example, uh, towel, bowl. There are water pressures and bulbs there, so it is really important to use this kind of 90-degree elbow with circumstances. So available in material like silicone, rubber compounds, galvanized steel, etc. So the 45-degree elbow is commonly used in water supply facilities, food industrial pipeline networks, chemical industrial pipeline networks, electronic industrial pipeline networks, and air conditioning facility pipeline, and etc. So this kind of elbow, as you can see, um, most of it are used in the industrial pipeline network. So different like chemical, electronic, air conditioning. So most of the manufacturers, or more like the industrial pipelines. So next is union. A union is similar to coupling, except it is designed to allow quick and convenient disconnection of pipes for maintenance or future replacement. So standard union pipe is made in three parts. So the first one is knot, second one is female end, and the last one is male end. So when the female and male ends are joined, the nuts then provide the necessary pressure to seal the joint. Since the mating ends of union are interchangeable, changing of a valve or other devices can be achieved with a minimum loss of time. So in addition to standard simple union, other types of union exist also. So there are dielectric unions, which is used to separate the similar metals, rotary unions, that allow for rotation of one of the united parts. And this is an example of a union. It's a picture. Yeah. It's also a standard method for prices, sizes, in millimeters, inches. This is the price is in pesos. So T, available with all female thread sockets, solvents, weld sockets, or simple sockets, used to either combine or split a fluid. So T is a T shape having two outlets at 90 degrees to the connection of the midline. Used for connecting pipe of different diameters or for changing the rectal pipe. Extensively used in pipeline expert to transport two-phase fluid pictures. So this example of T and the standard paper. So cross, also called the four-way fitting. It is a one inlet and three outlet or vice versa. So most common is commonly used in the fire sprinkler system due to the extra cost. Yes, the picture. So this is the picture of the cross. It's also the threads. So the cap is used like plug, except the pipe cup screw or attaches on the main thread of the pipe. It's a solvent weld cup is used to provide for a future connection point. Several inches of pipe must be left for the cup because when the cup is cut off for the future connection, enough pipe must remain to allow new fitting to be convenient. So in plumbing system that use threads that have female threads. So this is the example or a picture of it, the cup. And this is also the table that represent the sizes, inches, and price for a cup. So next is the barb. So barb is used to connect flexible hoses to pipe. It can be made of plastic or brass. The other end of the fitting has either a single or multiple barb tube having a tapered stub with ridges, which is inserted to the flexible hoses to secure it. Brass barb is used for hot water application, while plastic barb is used for cold water. So this is an example picture of barb. So I think the barb is used for the different pipes used to deliver or transport liquids that has to do with the temperature of that liquid, that water. Uh, and I think this is mostly commonly used for in the shower because of the cold and hot temperature. Next is nipple. Plumbing and piping. A nipple is fitting consisting of short piece pipe, usually provided with a male pipe thread each end for connecting to other fittings. Yeah. So next is valve. A valve is a device that regulates directly or controls the flow of fluid, opening, closing, or particular structure parts of the. So these are the various types of valve, different kinds. A ball valve is a form of water turn valve which uses a hollow bolt to control flow. Lever handle operates the valve and serves as an indicator. So this is an example picture of a valve and also the table for the prices and size. Gate valve, also known as a Swiss valve, is a valve that opens by lifting a round or rectangular gate on the path of the fluid. Controls water flowing by raising or lowering the gate, which is generally a piece of metal. Butterfield valve. So there's a lot of valve, and it depends on a uh, situation, or it depends on the uh, factors that has the piping. Whether you use butterfield valve, it always depends on that system. How you choose the perfect valve that that pipe. Yes, this is a picture of a butterfield valve. So a diaphragm valve consists of a valve body or more ports, similar to gate valve. Yeah, so that's the globe valve. Different from gold valve, is a type of valve used for regulating flow in pipeline, used to throttle or limit the flow of water. So that's check valve. Check valve, a return valve or one-way valve, normally allows to it generally not operational. This is a picture. Pressure balance valve. Pressure balance provides water at nearly constant temperature. Zone valve. Zone valve is a specific type of valve used to control the flow of water upstream hydraulic system. Example of a zone valve. And lastly, is locking valve. Almost any type of valve can be locked to avoid accidental or intentional openings. That's all. That's the presentation for the plumbing. And to end the presentation, like to give the importance, the real significance of plumbing engineering, its construction, constructing a building or residential houses. So it's one of the most important system in the engineering. Plumbing system in our houses has a variety of elements such as water system and water heat. So it's important to keep the plumbing system in your home or in any buildings properly maintained, in order to ensure that it's running efficiently. Because as an engineer, we have really consider the plumbing area structure to avoid accidents in the house or the building, because we know that water can be the floor and someone might step on it and might in the accident. So you need really to, as an engineer, we have to choose the perfectly fitting pipes. What should the factors that have to consider? Put these pipes, the elbows, the valve that's used to open and close the water flow injector. So regular plumbing maintenance can eliminate the need for costly plumbing services and repair in the future. It also gives you a peace of mind to know that your houses, residential houses or buildings, or buildings for a safe, healthy environment for everyone. So that's all, and listening.